Hey everybody, how's it going? Chris Stewart from Buns N' Roses Baking Company here with this week's intERUPTION, where we interrupt the way that we normally think so we can erupt into the lives that we want and we truly desire. Well, I want to start off with everybody saying Happy New Year, right? Man, it's the new year 2017 and I'm super excited, I'm super stoked because we got lots of great things coming up here at Buns N' Roses Baking Company, but I'm also excited to be able to be of service to everybody that's watching this video over the year and see the partnerships we create and the cool things that, we do together as a team. And, the first thing I want to start off with, is saying that I am super proud to announce that I just celebrated on the first 3 years of continuous sobriety. Woo! Man, that is awesome, right? Because that is the longest that I've had since I was probably 15 years old, many decades ago. And, it is by the grace of God that I have those 3 years. And that's kind of like what we're going to talk about today because, 2017, right? New Year's resolutions, right? And another reason why I want to address this is because I know every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there has got a way for you to create your New Year's resolutions and get through it. And I hear a lot of people talk about it. They're like, Chris, man, New Year's resolutions, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lose 20 pounds and I'm going to save $5,000 and I'm getting a bigger apartment, I'm getting a cooler, newer car, and this is the year I'm going to start dating and find a wife and all these things. And you know what? Those things are all great. But what I want to talk about today is how we're going to accomplish that. See, because for me, I made those lists for years and years and years, and by January 10th or 11th, I'm like, forget it, Because a lot of what happens is that people don't have a core plan of ways to execute those goals. They just say them, and then if they don't magically happen, then they give up on them, right? A week or two later, and it's the same thing with, with people trying to get sober or people trying to break free from an addiction. You just hope that magically because it's a new year, it's going to happen. That's not how it works. So today, I've come up with 2 very simple suggestions, things that you can do to help you facilitate on these. I call these like my rock, my base, like my solid base, these 2 things that we're going to talk about today. And the first one is going to be divine intervention, right? And that's something that I can't do by myself. But what I do is that every day I spend in silent meditation at least 10, 15, 20 minutes. What I would recommend for you is maybe starting off at 30 seconds. Because I remember when I first started doing this many years ago, people were like, Chris, you should do meditation. It's really great. And you can just breathe and relax and peace and all this stuff. And I'm like, have you met me? Oh my God. And I don't sit in peace and I can't be quiet. I'm like, woo, woo, all the time. That's me. So, let alone can I not sit still for 5 minutes, but I definitely can't be quiet. I remember I went to a spa. This is a great story. I went to a spa, I don't know, like 15 years ago or something, and it was, it was up in Carmel. It was real nice, and everybody out there was all peaceful and lovey-dovey, and they had this, kind of like outdoor hot tub rock spa kind of thing or whatever, and the deal was you had to be quiet. You could not speak at all when you walked into this pool of water. Man, I lasted as hard as I tried, I lasted like 1 minute and 40 seconds tops, and they were like, sir, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to leave. And I was like, man, I can't be quiet. I got so much stuff to say. I'm so excited. And anyway, so if you have a hard time with meditation, I get it. So that's why I'm going to show you how to do it and make it tangible for you, because that's what I do here. But, as you start out, you want to go someplace quiet where, and I get it. If you got wife or husband and kids and roommates and all that, I've had all that too, and I get it. So, if you can't get a place to be quiet for 2 minutes, you know what I did? I would go to my car, and if you don't have a car, figure something out, right? But there's, start off just with a timer, and for 30 seconds to a minute, just be quiet and just breathe. Don't think about anything. And then as you become accustomed to that, then, start to, think about things that you want direction in. Because I find that's part of the problem why this divine intervention or prayer, meditation, whatever it is that you want to use as your tools for this, a lot of people don't get it because they're always asking the question, but they never take time to listen for an answer. And I myself am guilty of that. I want, how can I do this? How can I do that? But I don't stop and just say, just spend some time, you know. And like I said, start out with 30 seconds to a minute. And you can work your way up to 2 minutes and things like that. And for this resolution, I'm going to give you 6 months. So you have 6 months to do 5 minutes in a row. That seems feasible, right? And if you only want to do a minute for the first 30 days or 60 days, do it and then work your way up. And but that has just been key for me because I get a lot of answers when I even take that minute or 2 or 3 just to be quiet and not think about anything, all the stuff that I have to do. So anyway, that's my first suggestion in reaching your goals and things like that in this video. And the second one is going to be get a support group. Without meditation and without a support group, there is no way I would have been able to accomplish this 3 years of sobriety or a lot of the other huge goals that I've accomplished, starting a business, you know, a lot of things. But writing a book, same kind of things, right? Which, by the way, my new book, Prayers, Punk Rock, and Pastry, will be coming out in probably by the end of March. So keep aware of that. I'll definitely let you guys know as we get closer because I'm super excited about that. But the other thing is, like I was talking about, is get a what they call a support group, get a tribe, get a fellowship, things like that. So people that you can count on, right? Like 2 to 3 people that you can tell anything to. And believe me, I get it. For a lot of us, that's a hard thing to do. If we have addiction issues, alcohol issues, or just life issues, right? We have a hard time getting a group of people around us that we feel we can be completely honest with. And I was the same way. I spent a lot of time by myself over the years. I have a lot of trust issues and things like that. But believe me, you know, there are the same thing like in 12-step groups. You get a sponsor or a mentor or things like that. You just find at least 2 to 3 people that you can be honest with, you know. And I have 2 separate groups, right? So I have my tribe of people around I know I can tell anything to. That would be like my friend Wendy, my friend Jennifer, my friend Cambria, and my friend Paula. Like those 4 people I know I can tell anything to, and they can actually process it for me and give me back the answer. Now, maybe it's not the answer that I want to hear, but it's always the answer that I need to hear. So work on that. And the second group that I have is like a group of mentors. So that would be more of guys like Dean Grazizio. Dean, I hope I said your name right, you know, but, you know, he has a great book out called Millionaire Success Habits. And it's not just for millionaires, it's for everybody, but it's a great book, so check that out. My friend Joe Polish, Pete Vargas, Dr. Sean Stevenson, Shannon Graham. And I say all their names fully because you can Google all 5 of those guys, and you know, they have a lot of great advice and things to do. Brendan Bouchard is another one. But so I kind of go after people that have something that I want that I don't have yet, so I can emulate and take their suggestions on how to get there. And then I use my tribe of close friends to kind of play off some of those ideas and see what would work best for me. So anyway, those are my 2 suggestions for you guys this week on how to accomplish not just resolutions, but how to accomplish on goals. And you know what? Anybody can use these, right? The other thing I want to make viable and intangible for everybody is that I don't care if you are, you know, a junkie. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you're a vet and you suffer from PTSD. Like, these are all things that I might not have your exact experience, but I have an experience in. And I'm more than willing to help you. You guys know this. So if you have questions about anything you see on these videos, or you need help with any of these things, give me a call, man. 703-786-1539. Or you can go to the Buns and Roses Baking Company website, send me an email, send me a text, any of these things, because I want to be this for everybody. I don't just direct these videos towards one demographic of people. I try and give information that helps everybody out. And, you know, if you don't feel like you have purpose, or you have worth, or you have value, or you're loved, guess what? You are. By this guy right here. That's right. So give me a call. If you have any of those concerns or anything, and you need to jumpstart this year to get going on your goals and things you want to accomplish in life, I'm here for you all the time. Okay? So awesome. That takes care of our suggestions for the week. Now let's get to the Poetry Slam. Woohoo! Man, I love this. Okay, so this kind of totally ties in with everything I'm talking about, because I'm going to read you one of the very first poems that I ever wrote today at age 17. And this will just show you the struggle that I had as a teenager and a lot of the things that I go through. And this is why I dedicate my life today to helping kids that are going through these same exact struggles, and adults as well. Because now, 25, 30 years later, here I am with some solutions to all the problems that I talked about, not only in my poems, but that I went through in my life. And I'm here and available to help you guys out with this kind of stuff too, okay? So here it goes. I call this one, Left My Dreams in the Candy Store. Whew, brutal, right? Okay. Looking through an empty bottle down a dead-end street. Tired and alone, I'm only age 17. I'm sick of my parents and my teachers and their lies to me. Broken and alone, another teenage tragedy. My girlfriend cheated on me, drunk at a party, and now I'm walking alone through the San Fernando Valley. A bowler hat and a baseball bat, my life is going down the drain. Another cracked skull, God please wash this blood away. In a park high on acid, the graffiti tags are all aglow. Soon it will be daylight, and I got nowhere else to go. Every night I hear another mother cry, a gunshot overdose, and today they took my best friend away. Blood in, blood out, my family all wears docs. We love punk rock, alcohol, and running from the cops. This day I was pistol whipped, became a dad. I came home and I overdosed. These streets are killing me. A junkie kid, and I got no remorse. I got no hope. I'm just got a pipe and a bag of weed. I got no peace as this violence surrounds me. It's a gypsy life, and I try and hide from the light. I'm just a baby, and already I've lost this fight. Can't believe it. At 17 years old, that's the kind of stuff that I was already writing. But you know what? I don't live like that anymore. Today, man, I have an amazing life. I have an amazing tribe and people around me. I have an amazing business, and I want to help everybody that watches this video accomplish those exact same things. So that's why I do it. So anyway, I hope you guys got something out of worth and something out of value of that. A couple things coming up this very soon in this new year also is, Buns N' Roses Baking Company. We're going to be releasing some new gluten-free and sugar-free snacks because we're trying to get a little healthier for everybody. And the other thing is we also might have a partnership with a major grocery retailer, which I can't talk about yet. But anyway, lots of cool things are coming down the pike. So stay tuned for all that. I also am starting my own baking tutorial videos, which will be available on this, and they will be hysterical. So please keep tuning in to all the intereruptions. Get out there and be an intereruption in everybody's life. And remember, in my world, everybody has worth, everybody has value, everybody has purpose, and everybody is loved. So you know what? I'll see you guys next week. Remember the two things, right? Rock on. God bless. Take care. I'll see you guys soon.